Is Superman still our hero or just another pawn in the culture war? There's a story I often tell when folks ask why I do what I do with #GoRightWith Peter Boykin. It's about Johnny Carson. In an age before algorithms decided who we were allowed to laugh at, Carson was America's king of late night. He had everyone, Democrats, Republicans, and the apolitical, tuning in every night because he never tipped his hand. He'd crack a joke about Carter one night, Reagan the next, but he never told you how to vote. He brought us together, one monologue at a time. It's been said that Carson refused to pick a side because once you do, you lose half your audience. He believed entertainment was an island, one place where a divided constitutional republic could share a laugh without a fight. He was a uniter, not a divider. So it begs the question, did James Gunn just make Johnny Carson's mistake in reverse? We'll be right back with #GoRight with Peter Boykin. Thanks for tuning in.
Superman.
Remember, we fight for what's right because it's time to go right.
Go right!
Welcome back to #GoRight with Peter Boykin. You can also check out this article and more on GoRightNews.com. So we'll start with entertainment and culture. James Gunn's Superman sparks the culture war. James Gunn, the bold new creative mind behind DC's next Superman, has openly declared that Superman is an immigrant story. A lot of people didn't like that. Gunn told The Hollywood Reporter and Variety that the Man of Steel is, quote, an immigrant that came from other places and populated the country, framing the legendary superhero as a stand-in for America's immigrant backbone, a child from nowhere, given a chance by good-hearted Americans to become a hero for everyone. Gunn's vision leans into an uncomfortable truth that some would rather ignore. Superman has always been the ultimate outsider. He was launched from a dying Krypton by desperate parents hoping he would survive. He crash-landed in Kansas, where Pa and Ma Kent raised him not as an alien, but as their son. That is an immigrant story, whether the word offends people or not. Gunn says his goal is not to drag Superman into political scrabbles, but to remind us of something simpler, basic human kindness. In his words, it is about a hero who is uniquely good, in a world that has forgotten how to be good. He admits some people may twist that message to fit their talking points. We've seen it, both on the right and the left. But he insists the core message is bigger than any politician's soundbite. Yet the backlash was inevitable. Former Superman actor Dean Cain slammed Gunn's comments as a, quote, mistake during an interview with TMZ. He warned that framing Superman as an immigrant risks turning the hero into a symbol of open borders and Hollywood rewriting timeless characters to please social media moms. Cain argued, quote, we can't have everybody. Society will fail. I mean, he's talking about the immigration issue. I agree with him on that. But he did push the idea that leaning too hard into the immigrant symbolism risks losing the American essence that made Superman iconic. Now, he's not alone. A chunk of fandom sees this as part of a bigger trend. Classic heroes retooled to match modern ideologies, which they feel dilute the original charm. These critics point back to Superman's golden age, World War II covers with Superman smashing swastikas, radio shows with the Man of Steel battling fascism, TV shows opening with the booming line, "Fights a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way." It was straightforward, patriotic, and easy to rally behind in a divided world. But here's the irony they miss. That slogan itself has never been set in stone. Superman's motto has evolved to match the moment. After World War II and through the Cold War, quote, "the American way" meant fighting communism and standing for freedom. By the 1970s, it shifted to truth, justice, and peace for all mankind, to reflect a growing push for civil rights. In modern comics, the slogan is now truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. Why? Because Superman is no longer just an American hero. He is a symbol of hope that crosses borders, language, and politics. And while the political pundits bicker, early reactions paint a different picture. Reviews so far show most fans did not see, quote, "a woke lecture." I didn't. They say the Superman they saw the Superman they remember, larger than life, moral to the core. I mean, my God. And maybe what we need right now, folks. Crowds are clapping. Critics praise this new Superman, David Corin Sweats. Might be pronouncing his name wrong, but as an authentic and heartfelt Superman. Even skeptics like Tim Pool admit 8 out of 10, not woke, not even remotely political. And fans roared when Mr. Terrific showed up. It's a black man, but he's always been in the comics. They loved it. So maybe Gunn did not start a cultural war after all. Maybe he just reminded us that a good story does not have to pick sides. It just has to make us believe a man can fly and do the right thing when the world needs it most. And if that makes us feel uncomfortable, maybe that says more about us than it does about the guy in the cape. There's a line in the movie about maybe that's the true punk rock. So let's talk about where did Superman come from? And we're not just talking about, he came from Krypton. I know where he came from. Papa Smurf, I know where Superman came from. Now let's talk about the real story, folks. Superman was not born in a Hollywood boardroom. He was dreamed up in the hearts of 2 young sons of Jewish immigrants, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, who grew up during the Great Depression watching fascism sweep Europe. They gave America a hero, not to conquer the world, but to protect it from itself. I mean, it reminds me of, the Superman with Christopher Reeves and his peace, and he went to go end world peace by grabbing all the nuclear weapons. Now, when they introduced him in Action Comics #1 in 1938, his tagline said it all. "A physical marvel, a mental wonder, Superman is destined to reshape the destiny of a world." And that he did. He was not just a patriotic mascot, he was a moral compass. From the start, remember, this is Superman. He doesn't directly kill anybody. Batman kind of lives by that code as well. Now, from the start, Superman was more than American. He was an outsider. Literally, an alien, adopted into an American dream by humble Kansas farmers. He became a symbol of what happens when everyday Americans open their doors to the stranger, the orphan, the refugee, and help them become something greater. That immigrant parable was not radical. It was the embodiment of our constitutional republic's promise: equal opportunity, liberty, and a duty to use our power for good. By World War II, Superman's mission was unmistakable. Comic books showed him punching Hitler in the jaw long before the U.S. government officially stepped into the fight. He urged Americans to buy war bonds, conserve resources, and believe we could defeat evil if we stood united. He was an unapologetic piece of wartime propaganda, and Americans loved him for it. And I'll remind you, we had Captain America as well, doing the same thing, punching Nazis, punching Hitler. As the Cold War dawned, Superman's motto evolved: truth, justice, and the American way. He was no longer just battling gangsters and mad scientists. He was a bulwark against communist tyranny. A bright red cape waving defiantly at the Iron Curtain. In a world gripped by nuclear dread, Superman reassured Americans that good could triumph over oppression. In the 1970s, amid Vietnam and Watergate, Superman's message softened again. TV cartoons and comics pitched him in the next generation with a wider lens. Truth, justice, and peace for all mankind. The civil rights movement had redefined America's soul, and Superman adjusted with it, pushing kids to see that real heroism meant protecting all people, regardless of borders or color. By the 2000s, Superman had become so universal that writers explored what it meant for him to be a citizen of Earth. In Action Comics 900, he famously renounced his formal American citizenship to show that his battles were not about U.S. foreign policy. They were about the dignity of human life everywhere. It stirred controversy, but the message was clear. Superman's values were born in Smallville, but belong to the world. His slogan changed again in the 2020s. Now it is truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. Now critics argue it waters down patriotism. Fans say it modernizes a hero whose fight has always been bigger than any flag. But one thing remains. Superman's story has never been static. It's been bent and shifted with America's struggle to balance national pride and universal human rights. If you want proof of how enduring Superman's American roots are, just look at his ongoing tug-of-war between pop culture and politics. When someone calls him too global or too woke, remember, Superman punched Nazis before most people knew where Berlin was. He fought racists and warmongers in the pages of comics when it was too risky to do so. But he did it. And he did it not to divide America, but to remind us who we could be when we lived up to our founding ideals. In the end, America's home is Krypton. His heart is in Kansas. And his duty is to the truth, justice, and whatever version of the American way we choose to defend for the next generation. And if that is not the perfect symbol of our constitutional republic built on liberty and personal responsibility, what is? So what does it mean for our constitutional republic? In our constitutional republic, we're supposed to stand up for all speech, even speech that rattles our comfort zones. Remember the whole thing of, I might disagree with what you say, but I'll defend your right to say it. The First Amendment is not just some relic for dusty courtrooms. It is a guardrail that lets us argue, disagree, mock, praise, and still walk away as neighbors at the end of the day. A movie about an alien in a red cape should not send us into a civil war. But here we are, ripping at each other's throats over whether Superman should be called an immigrant. As if that single word can rewrite the Constitution. It cannot. Words alone do not break our republic. Ignorance does. Gunn's Superman reminds us that America has always been a story of immigrants. That's not radical. That's a historical fact. From pilgrims to pioneers, from Ellis Island to the southern border today, yeah. Our greatness was built by people from somewhere else who dreamed bigger than tyranny would allow. Superman is an immigrant by design, an orphan from Krypton taken in by Kansas farmers. He grows up, this is important, he grows up respecting America's laws, its people, and its fragile balance of power. He does not replace our values, he embodies them at their best. Truth, justice, the American way. These are the principles that hold up our constitutional republic. If you fear they are being watered down by Hollywood or misused for clicks, your solution is not rage tweeting. It is standing firm for the real American way. Freedom of thought, robust debate, equal application of the law, and the right to choose your heroes for yourself. In a free republic, you have the right to see Superman however you wish. A Kansas farm boy, a universal savior, or just a fun blockbuster escape from our daily chaos. But you do not have the right to demand everyone else see him your way alone. That is not conservatism. That is censorship. So the next time Hollywood tries to spin a legend, or the next time the mob screams woke over a costume, take a breath. Take a breather. Take a chill pill. Super breath. Ask yourself, is this the hill worth fighting for? Fighting on? Or are they distracting me from the real corruption? The real threats to our freedoms? Creeping in while they argue about a movie poster? A cartoon? Superman's story is its core reminds us that power must be accountable to the people. That's the same idea that built our constitutional republic in the first place. The day we forgot that, or we forget that, is the day truth, justice, and any American way, old or new, ceases to exist. Folks, we'll be right back. I do a lot of songs now for my articles, and a lot of people like them, a lot of people don't like them. A lot of people don't want to hang around and listen to it for 3 minutes, but if you do, I'm going to come back with my commentary and finish up this article and this podcast. But I hope you listen. There's about 4 different versions of this song. I'm only picking one, but I hope you'll go online and you listen to every single one of them and enjoy them. And we'll be right back with the hashtag #GoRight commentary with Peter Boykin.
Out from the shadows, over farmland plains, an orphan rises. Through struggle and pain, they say it's just fiction. But heroes are real, when the people stand strong, when the people can feel. Small towns and cities divided by screens, they weaponize headlines, feed digital screens. But deep down we're hungry for honest and right, where we fight for tomorrow, where we stand for the light. They want us distracted, they want us confused, but we are the many and they are the few. Like a cape in the storm, we remember what's true. Truth, justice, tomorrow, it lives in you. Stand for truth, fly for freedom, let your voice be the anthem we all believe in. Guard your heart, keep your reason, they can't chain our minds if we see through the treason. Stand for truth, fly for freedom, lift your eyes to the sky when you need a beacon. Be your hero, we don't need a legion. One voice brave enough to stand for freedom. They keep us distracted, they feed us their lies. They profit from anger, they profit from cries. But a symbol still rises, red cape in the sky. He reminds us of hope, he reminds us to try. Superman's story is ours to defend. He's not left or right, he's your neighbor, your friend. From Kansas to Krypton, from farm to the fight, he reminds us together we stand for what's right. They want us divided, they want us to kneel, but we are the truth, they can't cancel or steal. Like a cape in the wind, we remember what's real. Truth, justice, tomorrow, that's the deal. Stand for truth, fly for freedom, let your voice be the anthem we all believe in. Guard your heart, keep your reason, they can't chain our minds if we see through the treason. Stand for truth, fly for freedom, lift your eyes to the sky when you need a beacon. Be your hero, we don't need a legion. One voice brave enough to stand they twist every headline if they shout you down. Remember that courage still owns this town. We're the sons and the daughters of those who fought for the right to be heard, for the freedom of thought. Stand for truth, fly for freedom, let your heart be the fire. They can weaken, guard your soul, keep your reason. They can't break your will when your cause is freedom. Stand for truth, fly for freedom. We are heroes reborn every time we need one. Raise that flag, shine that beacon. Truth, justice, tomorrow we stand for freedom.
Welcome back. Thank you for listening to my song. Enjoy it. Please share. Here's the hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin Commentary. Is Superman a hero or another victim of our culture war? Or both? Here's my take. Superman is bigger than politics. He is bigger than Gunn, Cain, or me. He's not the property of the right or the left. He is a symbol of what we wish we could be. Strong, honest, selfless, and unafraid to stand up for the little guy. If you want the old Superman, there are thousands of comics, shows, and movies waiting for you. But don't let your outrage keep you from seeing a new one. Maybe you'll like it. Perhaps you'll hate it. But at least watch it before you scream. The real danger is not an immigrant Superman. The real danger is a society so addicted to knee-jerk reactions we cannot sit together like Johnny Carson's audience and share a laugh or a hero without tearing each other apart. So if Superman fails because we made him political, what hope do we have left? If Superman fails because both sides can't stop screaming politics at a movie about an alien farm boy in a cape, then what hope do we have left for any part of our culture? I mean, there's Doctor Who, British sci-fi show, been on forever. It's like around a Superman, and it's about an alien from another country that can shapeshift into a white person, or a black person, a gay person, a straight person, a woman, a man, and everybody's like, oh, it's woke. It's literally a transsexual alien. At the end of the day, folks, can we just not appreciate things? Can we just not appreciate things for what they are on the surface? Entertainment? Enjoyment? Remember this, my fellow citizens of this constitutional republic, everything leads back to politics. It does. They all know it. The radicals know it. Whether they wear a donkey or an elephant pin, they know exactly how to push your buttons. They want you distracted. They want you bickering about Superman and nonsense while they sneak through massive spending bills, secret surveillance expansions, or backroom deals that strip away more freedoms away from us. You know, we the people. Don't fall for it. Stay sharp. Stay focused. Do not be fooled. It is not time to let entertainment be... isn't it time to let entertainment be entertainment again? Without conflict? We don't get great storytelling, so there's going to be conflict. There's going to be politics in it. Gunn was right. It is a political movie. You can't make stories without something. Conflict. Marvel's greatest arcs, the mutants hunted by fearful governments, echoes of Nazi Germany, Civil War plots, they come from exploring exactly those tensions. Star Trek, an interracial crew, an interracial kiss back in the 60s. You know, it's woke. Today that we say, oh, it's woke. But it's real. And now it's the same true for DC's new universe. Gods and monsters. Metahumans coming into the light. An alien like Superman is doing good, but terrifying the public when misinformation poisons the truth. Sound familiar? That is the real politics here. A world struggling to admit it is no longer in charge when power evolves. So here's the truth from me. I have heard and seen that Superman is awesome. Just ignore the clickbait. Ignore the political saboteurs who wanted it to flop before it ever hit the screen. This film is truer to the comics than we have and seen in a very long time. Go see it. I know I will many times. Too many people like Dean Cain, and I like Dean Cain, and I completely understand when he's talking about the immigrant issue. But people like him and the Outrage mob, they talk before they even know the full story, before they even watch the video, before they even watch the movie. Too many are fooled by clickbait headlines that they don't even finish reading or watching. I did watch it. I watched the movie. I reacted a little bit. I was like, oh God, here goes political. But I watched the movie. And I'll tell you myself, it's not woke. It is not some leftist manifesto. It is a comic book movie about an immigrant from Krypton whose very existence rewrites the rules of humanity. That is it. And that is everything. So if Superman flops over fake outrage, what does that say about us? If Superman fails because both sides can't stop screaming politics at a film about an alien farm boy saving Earth, then what hope do we have left for honest entertainment? Here's the twist. It's not failing. Thank God it's not failing. Despite all the noise, the first wave of reactions showed the opposite. Early word, the new Superman movie from James Gunn is out, and it's getting widespread acclaim. Real audiences, real ticket buyers are praising the movie for being the closest thing in years to the hopeful, big-hearted, by golly, Superman we remember. David Corenswet is getting praise for truly being Superman. People describe it as a mix of action, heart, and classic superhero energy that could reboot DC's cinematic mess into something real again. The one fan summed it up perfectly, leaving the theater. This is what summer blockbusters are all about. I've got these also on the website in the article, GoRightNews.com, with the links to the Twitter. Tim Pool, not exactly Hollywood's favorite critic, gave it 8 out of 10. Not woke, not even remotely political. Mr. Terrific was epic. There were cheers and packed screenings. Crowds are applauding Superman. Warner Brothers is crossing its fingers for a $500 million box office, but what they need and what they seem to be getting is real fans who like it. Even the White House dropped a line calling Superman the endearing symbol of hope, truth, justice, and the American way. It's kind of parody because they were talking about Donald Trump, but they did acknowledge it. Yet here we are, some still yelling, go woke, go broke, whatever, like a broken record. Former Superman Dean Cain still blasting Gunn for calling Superman an immigrant, claiming it will hurt the box office. How woke is Hollywood going to make this character? We talked about that. And meanwhile, normal folks laugh it off and say, LOL. But he is literally from outer space. Not born in America. He's an immigrant. There's nothing woke about it. One skeptic said, to be honest, the movie is not woke at all. Any issues Gunn mentioned in interviews are glossed over or missing entirely. Not a woke movie, just a fun. The quote, woke excuse, people, is swearing fan. It's like, everything I don't like is woke. When you have $200 million banked in on a opening weekend, that's not a flop. That is proof that people want Superman to win. Why wouldn't you want Superman to win? You know what the biggest problem is, folks? Here's a call to read. Read and watch before you react. Go Right News, we exist to be different. We read the whole story. We play devil's advocate. We call out hypocrisy, left or right. We defend your constitutional right, and we shine light where the partisan press will not. We believe in truth, not tribalism. Hashtag Go Right means defending all viewpoints, not worshiping clickbait. Read the full story. See the movie. See the movie yourself. Make up your minds. Make up your own mind. That's how we keep our constitutional republic alive, by thinking for ourselves. And I'm going to ask you, for more, visit GoRightNews.com. Check out this article. Look at the article. I know I've basically read the whole thing to you, but check it out. Check out other articles. Subscribe at rumble.com/GoRightNews and Go Right News podcasts on YouTube. You can follow hashtag Go Right with Peter Boykin on Spreaker, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, pretty much every other major platform out there that I can remember the post on. Help us stay fiercely independent. You can donate at Cash App at $GoRightNews.com. I even have a little click thing you can click on the website. All donation links are also at GoRightNews.com and PeterBoykin.com. And believe me, it costs about $200 some to run this stuff every day, every month. And I would like to do more. That doesn't count the time I put into it. But it's a crime, it's a passion. So stay informed, stay free. It's time to hashtag go right. God bless everybody. Peace, and share this. And look up in the sky. Look, up in the sky. It's a bird, it's a plane. Well, I guess it's just a plane. Where's Superman? God, I wish we could have Superman. God bless everybody.
Out in the shadows over farmland plains, an orphan rises through struggle and pain. They say it's just fiction, but heroes are real. When the people stand strong, when the people can feel. Small towns and cities divided by screens. They weaponize headlines, feed digital screams. But deep down we're hungry for honest and right. Where we fight for tomorrow, where we stand for the light. They want us distracted, they want us confused. But we are the many and they are the few. Like a cape in the storm, we remember what's true. Truth, justice, tomorrow, it lives in you. Stand for truth, fly for freedom. Let your voice be the anthem we all believe in. Guard your heart, keep your reason. They can chain our minds if we see through the treason. Stand for truth, fly for freedom. Lift your eyes to the sky when you need a beacon. Be your hero, we don't need a legion. One voice brave enough to stand for freedom. Yeah. They keep us distracted, they feed us their lies. They profit from anger, they profit from cries. But a symbol still rises, red cape in the sky. He reminds us of hope, he reminds us to try. Superman's story is ours to defend. He's not left or right, he's your neighbor, your friend. From Kansas to Krypton, from farm to the fight. He reminds us together we stand for what's right. They want us divided, they want us to kneel. But we are the truth, they can't cancel or steal. Like a cape in the wind, we remember what's real. True justice tomorrow, that's the deal. Stand for truth, fly for freedom. Let your voice be the anthem we all believe in. Guard your heart, keep your reason. They can chain our minds if we see through the treason. Stand for truth, fly for freedom. Lift your eyes to the sky when you need a beacon. Be your hero, we don't need a legion. One voice brave enough to stand for freedom. If they twist every headline, if they shout you down, remember that courage still owns this town. We're the sons and the daughters of those who fought